It's officially a top 10 showdown in South Beach. Notre Dame, Miami, Hurricanes, Irish, Catholics, convicts, number 6, number 10 on a Sunday night in Miami.
This sparkling jewel in South Bend, Indiana is a cradle of football memories. Home to the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame. Their legend lives in the immortal names. Coach Knute Rockne, a storied backfield known as the Four Horsemen. It's a brand of pageantry that simply means tradition. The Fighting Irish have evolved into college football's most famous team, and today they hope to write another chapter. The Miami Hurricanes are the nouveau riche of college football. They are the team of the 80s, winning 2 national championships in the last 5 years. They are still number 1, and today they will take on all of Notre Dame's tradition and seek their 37th straight regular season victory. 2 teams, 2 eras are about to clash. Number 1 Miami plays number 4 Notre Dame on CBS. CBS welcomes you to the biggest game so far of the 1988 college football season. Number 1 Miami and unbeaten Notre Dame. When you come to Notre Dame to play football, you dream of Saturday afternoons like this. Gorgeous weather, the Golden Dome sparkling in the background, sellout crowd at Notre Dame Stadium. And when you play football at Miami, these are the kind of games you can't wait to play. Inside the stadium, it's the toughest ticket in sport this weekend. All morning long, fans have been milling around outside Notre Dame Stadium. Actually, ever since last year when Miami beat Notre Dame 24-0 down in the Orange Bowl here in South Bend and throughout the Midwest, Notre Dame fans have been waiting for this rematch. Well, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome. I'm Brent Musburger. You really don't have to build this one up very much, do you? You know how high the stakes are. Miami to win back-to-back national championships needs this one. Notre Dame to get back to the top, they have to beat the Hurricanes. You also know that there have been hostilities between these 2 schools, bad feelings. They feel Miami ran up the score. And, of course, Miami reacting angrily the way Jimmy Johnson's telephone number was published. Short time ago, the coaches meeting at midfield, shaking hands. We thought the hostilities had died. But then, as the Hurricanes were leaving the field, an ugly few moments down there in the end zone. Pushing and shoving broke out. There was some kicking. Police had to step in, and finally the Hurricanes were escorted back inside their locker room. So
by Samaja, inside the 20, inside the 10, he's going in! Notre Dame has scored!
Go, 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 go!
You will be that driving force to motivate those coaches and those players to beat Southern Cal.
Notre Dame is relevant again.
The 20, the 10, 5-5 rocket touchdown.
Notre Dame is number 1.
It's a game of who's going to flinch first. We know that it won't be Notre Dame.
Hello again, everybody. Landed Trailer, John Richards, Dylan Kearns. Logan couldn't be with us today. Fellas, we are here. It is game week, a rare Sunday edition of the Golden Domers Report, and that's because it's a rare Sunday night football game for the Notre Dame Fighting Irish as number 6 Notre Dame opens up 2025 on the road in a hostile environment at number 10 Miami. JR, the juice is back in this rivalry, it feels like.
It's getting there. I don't think it's quite what it was when it reached its boiling point back in the late 80s and the 90s. That was a long time ago. But certainly we're starting to feel the heat rise. We're 7 days out. History hasn't been kind to us when we've gone down to Coral Gables. I'm really looking forward to it. I can't wait to break it down and get into it. It's awesome to see you guys. I wish Logan was here. Coach Logan was here. Let's go, man. I'm ready.
Yeah, everybody is ready. We'll get to JR and his Catholics versus convicts story. He was there in '88. We got to talk about that, of course. Dylan, In 2022, Notre Dame at Ohio State. 2024, Notre Dame at Texas A&M. 2025 at Miami. It's the third time in the Marcus Freeman era that week one will be set on the road to set up a top premier matchup to set the season's tone. Did I lose you?
Hello?
Did we lose Dylan?
I got you. Sorry. I
All
had
right.
my internet went out. Say
All
one
right.
more thing.
Good. Okay. Dylan, in 2022, Notre Dame traveled to Ohio State. 2024, Notre Dame travels to Texas A&M. 2025, Notre Dame travels to Miami. It's the third time in the Marcus Freeman era that the season will begin on the road in a hostile environment to potentially set the tone for the season, if you will.
Yeah, this is very interesting to see how Marcus Freeman is going about, um, the scheduling and these tough games that is just going out there in these environments. And what he's done is it's not only these games that he's playing in week one. He's got new quarterbacks every year, like transfers, and whether it's Riley Leonard or Tyler Buckner or man, when he had to play the Buckeyes, that was whew, you had to hold your breath on that one. He did not look good there,
We hung
but
in there.
we did. Um, but the bottom line is, I think Marcus is such a good coach that he's willing to take that challenge. Like he sees an opportunity and he wants to just play the best in week one and give him a chance. Because I mean, if you don't, what are you doing? Like you could start with these cupcakes all the time. That's what most schools do, but that's not how Marcus is. He wants that challenge right out of the gate. And sometimes it'll backfire and you'll start the season with a loss. But other times you could prove exactly who you are, which last year, Texas A&M, I think that really gave them confidence going into one of the toughest environments. And then, of course, they flopped the next week. But I think that win definitely gave them like, hey, we could probably win this dang thing.
Right, right. Now, JR, you say it best. We'll play anyone, anytime, anywhere, any day. It does not matter.
Yeah, absolutely. Standalone game. These games were scheduled probably long before Marcus even got the job. So it's
Right.
just how Notre Dame operates.
Mhm.
It's a standalone game on Sunday night, prime time, top 10 matchup. What more can you ask for? But the people will say our schedule's soft or we don't play anybody and we need to join a conference and all this and that. I mean, what better game can you get on a Sunday night
Right.
when there's no NFL? I mean, come on, let's go. Awesome game.
I mean, you cannot say anything about Notre Dame's schedule this year. I mean, Purdue is our softest team on the schedule. And then next, you could argue, I'd probably say Navy, then Arkansas. But Navy is supposed to be good this year. They are projected, honestly, I've seen some projections that they are going to represent the group of five this year. So, nonetheless, okay, so Miami was supposed to come to us last year, by the way. They backed out of that deal because of the ACC's new structure. So that is why we are opening up at Miami instead of Miami coming to us because they didn't cancel that deal. They just canceled the 2024 deal. That is why Northern Illinois was on Notre Dame's, or Army, I'm sorry, was on Notre Dame's schedule last year, was because that was supposed to be the slot for the Miami game. Just a little nugget for you guys there.
I didn't know that. That's a good little tidbit there. The other thing with this game is we're used to playing in games like this. Look at it from the flip side. We're not Bethune-Cookman. This isn't Florida A&M.
Yeah.
And we were in a hot, humid environment last year on the road, packed house. That place is going to be bumping. We're going to be some of our guys, not all of them. It's a brand new team, and we've got certainly our questions, but you can't say that we're going to be unprepared for that environment right off the bat.
Right, absolutely. One thing about Coach Freeman is he always gets his boys ready to go for a road game in a premier matchup. You could say Louisville and Clemson. Obviously, those games were just inexcusable on the road. But nonetheless, Miami brings in Carson Beck from the University of Georgia. He had 7,426 passing yards in 2 years and 116 rushing yards in 2023. Dylan, he is a good quarterback who can absolutely sling the rock. And it's the first challenge, really, right off the gates without Al Golden to see how this defense responds to a good quarterback.
Yeah, that's no joke. He's definitely been part of my worries when it comes to looking at this matchup. I mean, the guy's got not only experience but big game experience.
Right.
Uh, he could lead teams down. He could lead the offense down the field and score against almost anybody. I hear the comments, everybody talking about how he's a little overrated. They don't really like him, but think about it. Like he's in a great spot, following in the footsteps of Cam Ward, the number one overall pick. He's in a spot where he doesn't need to be a superstar because Miami's got some talent around him. He just needs to be a heartbeat to that offense, get him down the field, do those things. And that does, it worries me because Al Golden was so good with his schemes. Now, I still like our personnel on defense. I think we're the best defense in the nation. But it's going to be tough. That's an experienced quarterback, and I don't want to get too much into the offensive side for the Irish, but if our freshman Carr can't get the ball down the field, our D is going to be on the field for a long time. And if that's the case, then they better step up because this quarterback can make you hurt.
hmm Carson Beck obviously came from Georgia, played in the best conference in the country. If you want to know what kind of quarterback Carson Beck is, go watch the second half of the Georgia-Alabama game from last season. And that will tell you all you need to know about Carson Beck and what kind of quarterback he is. He has a good IQ at times. At times he can be a little stupid with the pigskin. He threw an interception last year on fourth down that they could have gotten a first down and converted and extended that Alabama game. Nonetheless, they returned junior running back Mark Fletcher. He had a 607-yard, 9-touchdown season, a good threat in the backfield for Miami. And then C.J. Daniels, probably their number one target, a senior wide receiver transferred in from LSU. JR, the one thing about Miami, they have a lot of question marks around their receiving core because they are so young and they hit the portal hard to some unknown guys who don't have much experience.
Yeah, Restrepo is gone, and so is Cam Ward. Let's not forget he
Yeah.
accounts for a lot of their explosiveness with his ability to be elusive.
Mhm.
I want to go back to Carson Beck. DK mentioned, he just needs to be a heartbeat. Is he a healthy heartbeat? He was much like Riley Leonard. He's coming off a pretty severe elbow injury. Who knows how that happened? He missed all of spring ball. And let's be honest, he's not just stepping back into Georgia. He's moving on to a new place, new surroundings, new staff, new offense, new tools all around him. Again, he needs to be good right out of the bat against arguably the best defense in the country. And you look at our back four, Leonard Moore, Christian Gray, Schuler's back. 3 of our starting 4 is back. And he's got all of these moving parts. Plus, he's got some question marks with the health. His line's going to be very good. Yeah, they are explosive, but they don't exactly have a lot of time to figure things out on the fly.
Right. And that's what I'm concerned about with Miami is figuring things out on the fly. If things go south, what are they going to do? I mean, if they're not hitting their receivers, they're not hitting their tight ends, they can't get a running game going, what's Cristobal going to do? I do like their tight end, Alex Bauman. He had 212 yards and 7 touchdowns last year, so you got to watch out for the tight end threat. As I mentioned, head coach Mario Cristobal, he is 84-76 in his career. He played for the Miami Hurricanes offensive line in 1988 to 1992. Obviously, he was part of Catholics versus Convicts in '88. He went 1-2 against Notre Dame as a player. He was an associate head coach, offensive line coach, and recruiting coordinator for the University or Alabama from 2013 to 2016. Helped them get a national championship as well. Was in charge of all their recruiting as well there in that run. From 2018 to 2021, he had a decent run at Oregon. He won 2 Pac-12 championships, but I think the number one thing about his teams at Oregon little underachieving. They had some good teams that just never could seem to get the job done there in Eugene. And then, of course, at Miami, he is 22-16 since getting there in 2022. He came off last year. He had a great season with Cam Ward. That team was great. Missed the college football playoff. Had two very inexcusable losses to Syracuse and Georgia Tech. 2022 was a different story, and 2023 was just bad for Coach. Now, their offensive coordinator Shannon Dawson returns for his third season at the U, and Corey Heatherman, the first-year defensive coordinator from Minnesota. Dylan, he's bringing that Big Ten, bring your own lunch, BYOG type of row the boat, Big Ten defense first mindset, Dylan.
Yeah, that's it's so interesting when you get new coordinators. Like there's two D coordinators that are playing, coaching for their team for the first time, both on the Irish side and of course, as you mentioned, bringing it from Minnesota over on the Miami side. Um, it's tricky. But I think he's gonna bring a mentality for that defense. I think that was one of their issues last year, that you could see. Like their offense was able to get the ball down the field with Cam Ward and everything that they had offensively, but the defense just needed a little bit more juice to him. And I think that he's going to be able to bring that and help. He's got a big test in week one against the Irish. Even with a freshman quarterback, I mean, you got to stop Jeremiah Love. You got to stop the play action, the tight ends. Like, there's going to be a lot going on, a lot of scheming going on. That Denbrock's a heck of an OC, so this is going to be a chess match going on, and I don't know. I think he's going to be up to the test, but it's tough for these coordinators with a matchup like this in your first game with a new program. Like you're going up against the reigning runner-up in the national champions in week one. They're coming to your building, and you got to just be ready to play. So I think there's going to be an identity to that Miami defense. I think it will be remained. We'll have to remain to see what it's going to be. But I definitely think that he's going to shift things up a little bit over there, and hopefully the Irish are up to the test to match what they do.
Mm-hmm, absolutely.
I think what's interesting about their defensive staff against ours, they have an entirely new defensive staff. Their only holdover is Jason Taylor, the Miami defensive end. Every other defensive coach is brand new. Ours, even though Golden is gone and we have a new coordinator, all the rest of our defense is still there. Players, coaches, Freeman. I think scheme is probably going to be relatively the same, especially early in the season. They're going to fall back on what they know. And I think it's more Ash trying to fit in to what Notre Dame has been doing, as opposed to just wiping the board clean and putting a new defense up there with an entire new staff. So again, DK hit it right out of the gate. They got to be almost perfect coming to face us. Not to say that we don't have our warts and our questions on offense, but they're trying to redo all of it. In the end of their year last year, I think they went 1-3 to finish the year. That kind of feels like a Mario Cristobal team. Yeah, he's gone from 5 to 7 to 10 wins, but there's just something it's not there that seems to kind of have him, maybe inexcusably on the hot seat. But I don't know, there seems to be something missing with his teams going back to Oregon, and now we're with Miami. Am I right on that? Do you guys feel kind of the same way?
I agree. His defenses has been his downfall throughout his coaching career at Oregon and now Miami. Mainly Miami. As you look at their 5-7 season, you look at their 7-5 season. They had all those defensive issues, blunders, if you will. So even going back to post Mark Richt era, it seems Miami's defense has just been not the same as it was in that Mark Richt era.
They won 10 games last year too, but they could have easily won like 7. You remember the opener against Virginia Tech? They had some close calls other places early on. They won 10, but they could have won 7 too.
Right. I mean, if they faced Florida later in the year, they probably would have lost that game. I mean, Florida
They were
improved drastically.
super entertaining,
Yeah.
super
Oh
entertaining.
yeah,
But
yeah, for sure, absolutely. That brings us to the keys to our ball game on Sunday night. We'll start with Dylan here. Give us your key to the game here against Miami.
The first one is this might sound cliche, but just don't overdo it. Like you have a freshman quarterback on the road, we mentioned. Like CJ Carr is going to be, is he going to like have big eyes in the bright lights? That's something that I worry about. And I just think just play your game and try not to make mistakes. Week one, you see a lot of penalties, just false starts, late motions, those things that are timing plays that don't really hit because you're just not into the flow. And you have such a big opponent here in week one that I just think just settling down the moment. It's going to be loud, just making it quiet, relaxing your offense, just having a pulse. That is something that I think that they really need the number one thing to do. I mean, obviously X's and O's are part of it too, but I think the number one thing here, you have the better team on paper. So just hope the quarterback can just relax and don't overdo it. Don't try to make hero plays. Just get the ball down the field, score points, and get out of there with a win.
Yeah, absolutely. We've seen last year at Texas A&M, we had a couple false start penalties that played crucial to our drives. We had to settle for 3 instead of 6 or 7 a couple times. JR, keys to the ball game in South Beach.
yeah, that was well put there, young Jedi. I've been thinking start fast. And maybe it's not so much start fast, but let's not throw a bunch of coal into their engine and get them fired up because that place is going to be going bananas. And, if you go back to that 2017 game, you turn the ball over early. You don't want to like put them in the red zone early on and give them all kinds of juice because that place is going to be gassed up. So like Dylan said, you got to maybe just lean on your strengths. Don't let the game get ahead of you early. Find your footing. Let them make the mistake. Let them do the dumb things. And I think this is where a coach like Freeman, and isn't it crazy, you guys? Like less than a year ago, we lost to Northern Illinois. We were sitting here thinking, is this the guy? And now we're like, oh, we got Freeman. We're good, man. We're just let Coach Freeman guide the ship through the rough seas early on, and I think we're going to be all right. So start fast, whatever that means. I guess that means not doing dumb. Dumb loses games more than anything. So let's just kind of steady the course early on. Turn around, hand the ball off to 4. Can't go wrong. Not much that can go wrong there.
Exactly. He'll just hurdle a guy or two.
And not just 4, 24. We got Williams. I mean, we got a lot of backs in the stable.
Absolutely. Now, I think what you're alluding to is start fast is don't start like we did in the BK era where we drove down the field, had a penalty. Miami then goes on probably an 80-yard drive, scores a touchdown, very next drive, pick. So that's definitely what we cannot do.
Let's give a shout out to Coach Logan. He always says, keep it simple, stupid. So let's just go down, kiss all the Miami fans, get in, get out. Let's get our bye, and we'll go on to A&M.
Yeah. My keys to the game is that we need to wear down their defensive line. And what I mean by that is we don't need a home run hitter every single play. What we need to do is run the ball, wear down their defensive line, and then finally stick the knife in them when they are showing their vulnerability. When they show vulnerability, them big guys up front are holding their hips early on. Bam, love right down the middle, gone, touchdown. So wear down their D line, wait for the right moment to hit that home run. I think we'll be just fine. Notre Dame leads the series 18-8, but Miami will tell you that they have dominated this series. In fact, one of their former players I saw on Twitter, listen, I'm gonna use some language. He said, "F Notre Dame Notre Dame hasn't done anything. It was a former player who played in the 88 game. I don't remember his name. He wears glasses that are still sunglasses when they are inside. But he said, quote, F Notre Dame. Notre Dame hasn't done anything. If it wasn't for the refs, Lou Holtz would never have had a national championship, and Cleveland Gary did not fumble the ball. And he was pretty fired up about that. So, JR, this series obviously has been highlighted by the 1988 Catholics versus Convicts game. You have the floor to tell us that story of that ball game that you had the honor of attending, and some comments there from some Miami dude who's salty about 88.
That sounds like Blades. He was certainly salty, or one of the linemen down there. Yeah, I can make the case, and we talked about this earlier, that this was arguably the greatest college football game ever. It had everything. It was entertaining. It had offense. It had national title implications. It had two monster coaches. It had a team that was on the road in a prolonged a historic winning streak. There was NFL talent littered everywhere across the field. You had bad blood that had built up, and it was just an absolute instant classic. Mm-hmm. And certainly maybe the greatest game in Notre Dame history. It propelled them to the national championship, and they had big hurdles still left to play that season. But certainly, we were ranked number 4 at the time. They were number 1. They certainly felt like they were unstoppable. Mm-hmm. And I was a 12-year-old kid. My sister was a student at St. Mary's. It was kind of the last minute thing. We decided to head up to South Bend. We had called all the hotels all weekend long. They were completely booked. And last minute, there was a cancellation at one of them. And we went up without tickets. My sister obviously had a ticket, but we did not have any. And my dad and I, we were in the parking lot scalping like we had done hundreds of times before. And fortunate enough, a father of a family of like 10 happened to see us and just came over to my dad and was like, hey, I got an extra ticket. I only have one. I'm not, there were people walking around with signs, trying to sell for thousands of dollars and people looking. And this guy was really discreet because he wanted the ticket to be put to use, properly. And he sold it to one ticket. It was a field ticket, right? Same end zone where the last where Terrell backed down. He sold it to my dad for $21, and I'm in, right? My dad still hasn't gotten a ticket. My sister, my mom hadn't gotten a ticket. I go into the game, and I'm only 12. I'm like by myself, right? Yeah. And this family had guaranteed my dad, like, they'd take care of me and they'd watch me. About 10 minutes before kickoff, my sister finds me and takes me to the student section, right? By the end of the first quarter, my voice is gone, completely gone. Never sat down the entire time. Just an absolute classic that totally played out. It left me speechless, and it was just an amazing. I still get goosebumps talking about it. And after the game, after we won, we went to dinner at Rosie's Sunny Italy, and that same night, Frank Stamms and Tony Rice showed up at the restaurant, and I got their autographs. I got to meet them. My sister was she kind of knew those guys a little bit. She had the same kind of classes. Frank Stamms was from this area. My sister kind of knew him that way. And it was like the most magical weekend you could ever draw up for face value too, you guys. So, and everything that took place in between. We were at the rally the night before, and then you wake up Saturday morning and you hear that Lou Holtz guaranteed, that we would win. And he actually did say that. And, Jimmy Johnson's phone number got published and death threats were being made. And certainly the greatest Notre Dame game I've ever seen. And I've seen plenty of other good ones, Bush Push, Michigan games, the Boston College game after Florida State. I've been to the Stanley Cup Finals, and this is arguably a top 2 event that I've ever seen in my life.
JR, I gotta ask because my grandpa was there as an usher. You guys obviously didn't know each other. He got a convict shirt. Did you get a Catholics convict shirt?
I did.
Richard.
I did. Yes, I got a Catholics versus convict shirt, and I used to have my stub. It was, and I don't know where it's at, but it was like in an old winter coat somewhere. Like I had found it somewhere, and then I put it somewhere that I thought was safe, and I moved, and I know I have it somewhere.
Yeah.
But just
Well,
an amazing end.
Yeah. What a game. Thank you for the story. That gave me chills. I mean, that as a 12-year-old kid, that's just amazing, JR.
And think about it, how the game ended, like big play after big play after big play. And, he went for 2.
Arrogance.
He could have went for 1 in the game. It'd have been like a dart through a balloon. There was about 50 seconds left, I think, and we recovered the onside kick. But there were so many critical plays and so many critical calls. And, there was no instant replay. They're upset about Cleveland Gary. If you go look at the touchdown pass that Brown caught, he didn't catch that ball. He caught the ball and he rolled over and the ball like flew into the corner of the end zone where I would have been sitting.
Mm-hmm.
So we can go back and forth. Cleveland Gary, was it a fumble or not? It was what it was, and they put the ball on the ground far too many times. They turned it over far too many times. We had a pick 6. Stams was up Walsh's rear end all game long. They flinched first. Lou said if they flinched first, they ran that fake punt. Bellis stuffed them. It had it all, you guys. I mean, it was the best.
Mm-hmm. One of the quotes that I live by, and I really do believe to this day, if you use trick plays, it means you can't beat a team straight up. And I love that. I'm not a fan of the flea flickers. I'm not a fan of trick plays at all. I never have been, but especially since I've grown older and learned that Lou Holtz said that, love that quote.
Dawkins wide to the right, Brown in the slot. Conley, the wingman on the right side. 3 wide receivers right. They're going to go for 2. Back to throw. Walsh, look. Has the time. Lost the ball. The pass is batted down. It's batted down by Carroll in the air. They win it this afternoon. They're out in front 31-30 as Jimmy Johnson went for 2.
Now, after 1990, Notre Dame and Miami did not meet until the 2010 Sun Bowl in El Paso, JR.
It's 2 conversions.
Reese, man open. Floyd has to wait for it. Makes the grab. Touchdown, Notre Dame.
He's a mismatch.
The first scheduled meeting since 1990 came at Soldier Field in Chicago for the 2012 Shamrock Series, where the Irish rolled, and I mean rolled, 41-3. Miami fans can talk about 41-8. They want to pick a year to talk about. They want to talk about 2017. I'll talk about 2012. It was 41-3. You let Cam McDaniels go 90 yards on your ass.
Oh, yeah.
Running plays to punch it in the end zone for Cam McDaniel.
He was slow, too.
Yeah. In 2016, they met at Notre Dame for the first time in 26 years, and the Irish pulled off a 30-27 upset victory over Miami.
Short 3rd and 2, and it's Josh Adams who gets loose at the line of scrimmage and now has nothing but green grass ahead of him. Touchdown, Notre Dame. It's a good hold, and Yoon's got it.
And in the last meeting, 2017, number 3 Notre Dame visited number 7 Miami, got embarrassed. 41-8. The Irish were dominated start to finish.
He's back in the game. Book delivers a dart, intercepted. Look out. Trajan Bandy, the true freshman. Break out the chain again.
Notre Dame has not won a road game at Miami since 1977. It was a 48-10 victory en route to a national championship that season for the Irish. Miami has won by an average of 28 points in that stretch in South Beach. They have all been by 17 points or more. In recent history, Notre Dame is 1-1 on Sunday night openers. In 2016, was a 50-47 two-overtime loss at Texas, and in 2021, it was a 41-38 overtime victory at Florida State. So
Free shoe you.
yes, free shoe you. I apologize. Had off to Steve Spurrier.
Was that the quarterback that Kelly was with the guy's mom?
Jack Cohn.
Oh yeah, Jack Moan. Man,
Cohn, baby.
Underrated quarterback at Notre Dame. I love me some. So there you have it. The stage is set. There is only one thing left to do for the Irish: set the ball on the tee, kick it off, and play some damn football. With that being said, we will move into the picks. After week 0, Logan, JR, and myself all went 1-1. I missed the Fresno State pick, and they missed the Kansas State pick. So we sit even here. I'm going to get Logan's picks, of course. I'll send out a text to him later in the week or today, and he can get back to me because we have until Thursday. Which brings us to number 25, Boise State at South Florida, Thursday evening, 5:30 p.m. on ESPN. We will go JR, Dylan, Landon.
Yeah, I think this is like 6.5. Hey, let's get it going, man. Week 1, little boy blue.
Little boy blue.
Little boy blue.
Hey, little boy blue. Oh, man. The dice man, baby. Dylan, what do you got?
Give me the ponies.
Yeah, I like the Broncos in this one as well. Blue Mountain State. Give me Thad and the Broncos. Western Illinois at number 12, Illinois. Friday night, 7:30 p.m. on Peacock. Illinois and Brett Bielema projected to be something special this year in the Big Ten.
Yeah, that IU Illinois Big Ten opener is going to be a big game in Bloomington. I'll go Bielema.
I just wanted to set up the stage. I know this is a head nod pick, but I wanted to set the stage and give some credit to Miami. Good Lord. Give some credit to Illinois and Bielema real quick. Number 1, Texas. At number 3, Ohio State, 12 p.m. on Fox.
Oh, man. So I have heard that no first-time college starting quarterback has ever knocked off number 1. With that said, Texas is underdogs here. They're getting, I think, 2-3 points?
OSU is -1.5.
Let's come down a little bit.
Yes.
They're all salty up here because this isn't a night game.
Yeah.
They don't want the nooner, right? Don't like the nooner, DK.
Nope.
They want to get gassed up. Boy, this is, Ohio State, they got a lot of question marks. They announced Sayin, whatever his name is. Sark coming in there with Arch. Defending national champs. Zero State versus Steers and Queers. What do I do here? I'm going Steers and Queers on the road, baby.
We're back. We are back. We are back.
Steers and Queers on the road over Zero State.
Oh, man.
The points.
Kid show. Go ahead there, Dylan.
It's not close for me. Give me the Longhornies. I just think when you look at this team, there's so many questions for the Buckeyes. The D-line doesn't look, obviously they just replenish talent every year, but I know it's at home, but it's a noon start, to JR's point. It's just another nooner, but that's not what I'm worried about here. What I'm worried about is Julian Sayin, the new quarterback. They got 2 new running backs. James Peoples looked good in limited action last year, but I have never met a fan base
Oh shit.
in my entire life of any sport, maybe the Indianapolis Colts, it's a close second, that are so happy-go-lucky constantly. Oh, we're the best. We're the best. Yes, yes, yes. This is us. This is our year. We're the best. To your credit, you won the national championship, and I'm not salty about that. But they, like, you mentioned one thing about them, they're going to defend them till the very end, and they're going to think that they're the best thing since sliced bread. Well, they're getting a wake-up call. Hornies are rolling in and rolling them by 10. Give me Texas.
I got Ohio State at home in this one. I like them at home. Ohio State at home. Give me the Buckeyes, except they're not playing Michigan at home this time, so they'll win. Give me the Buckeyes to take down number 1. Syracuse versus number 24, Tennessee, 12 p.m. ABC in Atlanta. So this game is being played at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Tennessee minus 13 and a half. Huh?
Peanut butter and jelly.
Yeah.
PB and J. Tennessee, maybe things have worked out for them and they actually they dodged a bullet when that guy left. He didn't even win the UCLA job. Well, I mean, did that guy play his cards wrong or what? I'll go with Heupel here. I don't know what they're going to look like. I don't know much about them, but almost a 2-touchdown favorite kind of in their backyard. I'll stick with Rocky Top.
Yeah, man. I'm rooting for Angeli, but
yeah, for sure.
This is going to be Tennessee's game.
I like Angeli to get the job done against Tennessee. I don't,
Wow.
you said Tennessee's got things worked out. I don't think they did. I don't think they do. I am going with the Orange to beat Rocky Top in Atlanta in a couple weeks, next Saturday. Here's the game of the week. Old Dominion at number 20, Indiana, 2:30 p.m. on FS1. The Hoosiers do it again with their non-conference schedule, folks. Yeah, head nod pick. Head nod.
This line's actually coming down. I'm going to lay the points all day long. The SIG is going to have a full pack ready to light, and I think they're going to cover that number easily.
22.5 as it stands next. Nevada at number 2, Penn State, 3:30 on CBS. Penn State will roll. Marshall at number 5, Georgia, 3:30 p.m. on ESPN. Georgia will roll. Number 8, Alabama at Florida State, 3:30 on ABC. Alabama minus 13.5.
The season can get totally flipped on its head right here.
Yeah.
Florida State, they've got a ton to play for. Alabama, they got a ton to lose. Mm-hmm. I don't think Florida State's prepared to make this kind of a leap after Free Shoe U doesn't have. They're not in position to win this kind of game yet. I'll go with Bama.
Castellanos is the guy at Free Shoe, correct? Former Boston College quarterback.
Oh, is that who they got?
Think so.
Yes.
He's played a lot of football, but he's played a lot of bad football. So go ahead and give me Alabama.
Yeah, I think the Tide roll. Florida State coming off of a 2-10 year. The only thing they got going for them in this game is it's at home, but they just decreased the capacity at that stadium to make it more luxurious for their season ticket holders or whatever. So I like Alabama to roll in this one. I think they cover the 13.5 as well. South Dakota travels to number 22, Iowa State, 3:30 on Fox. We'll roll with Iowa State. Montana State at number 7, Oregon, 4 p.m. on the Big Ten Network. Still getting used to saying Oregon's on the Big Ten Network, but they'll roll against Montana State. Illinois State is at number 18, Oklahoma, 6 p.m. on ESPN+.
Mobile Homa.
Oklahoma.
Mobile Homa will roll in that one. Long Island at number 15, Florida, 7 p.m. on ESPN Plus. This is ridiculous.
It's a hell of an iced tea.
But hey, my nephew goes to Long Island.
Hey,
let's go.
Best of luck, Long Island.
Let's go.
North
Sharks.
Yes. North Dakota at number 17, Kansas State. 7 p.m. ESPN Plus. Kansas State will roll. Bounce back game. UTSA at number 19, Texas A&M. 7 p.m. on ESPN. A&M will roll. Number 9.
Roll. UTSA?
Roadrunners, meet.
They're going to roll them? What's the line? I mean, I'll pick A&M, but that's not
22.5.
Somebody along the way here is you're going to wake up Sunday morning and you're going to be like, huh?
Yeah. Where was I? Number 9, LSU. At number 4, Clemson. 7:30 p.m. on ABC. Oh, boy.
Yeah, another one. Although you could make the argument either way here, where two teams got a lot to play for and a lot to lose. Although if it's a close game, maybe like the Notre Dame Miami game, the loser could stay, relevant and sneak their way back in. But if you're a Brian Kelly team here nationally, if you lose this game again, this opener that he seems to can't get over the
4 in a row.
I mean, people are just going to be like, well, you won't put them in the playoffs, but they got a good quarterback. Where's this at?
Death Valley, Clemson.
Yeah, you line. Death Valley applies to both here.
Both.
Well, I think Clemson's real Death Valley. -4, Clemson.
Oh, boy. I just can't do it. A BK versus Dabo?
BYOD.
Oh, man. Woo-hoo. I love college football. Give me Dabo, baby. Klubnik, Nussmeier. These could be 2 number 1 picks. Yeah, I'll go. I just can't. I can't, right?
Right, you can't.
You can't. No, Clemson.
Who can?
Who can?
I'm going with the Tigers.
Can they both lose?
That's my pick, Landon. Write it down. Tigers.
Go Tigers.
Tigers by 4.
Yeah. Which one?
Yeah. On the line, too.
BK or BYOG?
I am going to. Brian Kelly hasn't won an opener, correct?
He's 0-5,
yeah.
Right?
4.
0-4.
Oh,
well, now he's 0-5. Give me Clemson. This is going to start the downfall of Brian Kelly in his final year, and they're going to swing big and bring in John Gruden.
Oh, wow. Wow. I'm not going to go that far. I think LSU makes the playoff. I think Clemson gets the number 1 team in the country, though. I'll tell you that. I think Clemson is back. Dabo, we counted out Dabo for a couple years, and he's going to come back with a vengeance and kick everybody's ass and be number 1. So give me the Clemson Tigers to beat LSU in the real Death Valley. I do think they cover the 4 spread, but I think it's a closer game than a lot of people think. LSU's got Nussmeier. I like Garrett. I hate to say this, give him a little credit, but Kelly can coach. He is one of the most active winners amongst the games. So give me Clemson. New Mexico at number 14, Michigan, 7:30 on NBC. Hail to the victors. There you go. Cupcake win. Arkansas Pine Bluff at number 23, Texas Tech, 7:30 p.m. on ESPN Plus. There you go. Texas Tech. Georgia State at number 21, Ole Miss, 7:45 on the SEC Network. Ole Miss rolls. Lane train. Woo woo. East Texas A&M at number 16, SMU. 9 p.m. on the ACC Network. SMU will roll. Northern Arizona at number 11, Arizona State. 10 p.m. on ESPN Plus. No Scattaboo, no problem. Give me the Sun Devils. Here is a tricky game. Looking forward to this one. Virginia Tech at number 13, South Carolina, Sunday afternoon at 3 p.m. Coach Beamer playing his old team, his daddy's old team.
Yeah, we gotta do it. Read that back to me one more time, Lando.
Oh man, wow, already?
Yeah.
Virginia Tech at number 13, South Carolina, Sunday afternoon at 3 p.m.
Give me South Carolina and Sellers.
Yeah. I don't think this one's a hard pick either, especially at home on a Sunday, jacked up,
Yeah.
putting Cox.
Go Cox.
Go Cox.
I like South Carolina in this one. They have a lot of question marks. How will they be? They have a lot of talent, but can they live up to the expectations that they have this year?
Well, they should have been in the playoffs last year, right? I mean, everybody knows
9-3.
South Carolina got screwed. They should have been in the playoffs.
Beat LSU, maybe. Our non-ranked games here. We got a nice little slate of non-ranked games to start off the season. You guys are going to love the prison inmate. I'm not getting rid of that. Nebraska at Cincinnati is 9 p.m. on Thursday night on ESPN.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of people picking Nebraska to go to the playoffs. I'll pick them to win here.
What?
Yeah, I've seen a lot of people have Nebraska in the playoff. I'll take the Cornhuskers here.
Yeah, I'm picking Nebraska too. I like the kid, Raiola.
Yeah, Patrick Mahomes' doppelganger. Whoa, hey, Baldy. Give me give me the Nebraska Cornhuskers in this one. Yeah, not much to be said about Cincinnati. Auburn at Baylor. Two teams fighting to get back to relevancy. Friday night, 8 p.m. on Fox.
Give a line, someone.
Let me go to the non-ranked.
Got it. Auburn 2.5.
Auburn's at 2.5. This is what's his face is still at Auburn, right? The dude from Liberty.
Hugh Freeze.
Yeah, I'll go Auburn.
AU.
It's the Bears. Give me the Bears to win against Auburn at home. Georgia Tech at Colorado. Friday night, 8 p.m. on ESPN. Sneaky good game here to open up the week. A lot of expectations for Georgia Tech to potentially be a sleeper team in the ACC.
Sneaky good team. I like their coach. I like their quarterback. Dion, what are they going to look like without my guy in Cleveland, Dylan's guy?
Shador and Trav.
I'm going to go Georgia Tech. Ramblin' Wreck.
He ain't there no more. What's that mean?
It means I'm riding with him. His jersey's in the rafters. Let's go Buffaloes.
Did he even make a bowl game?
Nope.
Oh, okay. I saw Shiloh got ejected last night.
Yeah, he was fighting.
Tried to fist fight a tight end. Easy there, buddy. I'm going Georgia Tech big. I think they roll. I saw a clip on about a practice, and Dion was like, "Y'all might as well hang up or get rid of your social media because if you play like that, people are going to be on your ass." So they got some problems over there. I heard their quarterback situation's a mess. Give me Georgia Tech to just roll. Glad Dion's healthy. TCU at North Carolina. Welcome to college football, Bill Belichick. Monday night, 8 p.m. ESPN.
What's the line here?
Let me scroll to the bottom here. It is -3 in favor of the Horned Frogs. On the road.
Listen, Tom Brady ain't playing quarterback down there at Chapel Hill. Give me the Horned Frogs.
I'm going to take the better coach. Give me Bill.
Yeah, I'm going to go with UNC here as well at home. That place is going to be pretty pumped up there in Chapel Hill. They're going to be sold out for the first time in a while. I saw that their season tickets actually all sold out for the first time in maybe ever. So give me North Carolina. All right, our prison inmate game of the week. Temple is projected to be one of the worst teams in America. They travel to the worst team in America, UMass, 3:30 on ESPN Plus.
Temple and UAss. That is.
This is terrible. Logan would be having a fit if he was
They're
on.
they're gonna make that Brian Koberger guy watch this game.
This is the Brian Koberger inmate game of the week.
Oh my gosh.
There's a line for this game.
What is it?
Temple -2.5.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna take Temple. give me Koberger light.
Jeez. Holy shit. This is off the rails. GDR, the train's moving.
I'll take Temple. It's not probably not appropriate.
So I saw on TikTok,
Oh
this
God.
guy has UMass, their over-under win total on the entire year is 2.5. And he took out like 20 grand and he put the over because look at their schedule. They go from Temple, then they play Bryant. Come on. There's 2 wins right there the first 2 weeks potentially. I'm going to ride with that guy's fate. I may even sprinkle a little bit more on the Minutemen. Go ahead and give me University of Massachusetts.
Oh my gosh. I do see a guy on TikTok. He goes to all the UMass home games and he posts videos at like halftime. Man, we're down 56-10. What the hell is this bullshit? He gets all pissed off and keeps ripping them and stuff. And then when they're in a close game, he'd be like, "We can do this, guys. We can do this," just to get rolled. Give me Temple. This might be the only win on Temple's schedule. Let's see who they got. They're projected to be very, very bad. Okay, they'll beat Howard, and then it's Oklahoma, Georgia Tech, UTSA, Navy, Charlotte, Tulsa, East Carolina, Army, Tulane, North Texas. They might go 2-10. Give me Temple. All right, number 6, Notre Dame. At number 10, Miami. Sunday night, 7:30 on ABC. I don't know who the commentators are, so stay tuned for that. Hasn't been released quite yet.
Yeah, I have more faith in Notre Dame right now than I do Miami. Yeah, we got questions at quarterback. I think they've got questions at quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
We've got questions on defense. They've got questions on defense. I just think that we've got a little bit more there. I think this will be a relatively lower scoring game. I think. What's the over under?
Notre Dame over under is 50.5.
50.5?
Mm-hmm.
Huh. That's higher than I thought it would be.
Yeah, pretty high.
Yeah, I think this could be a lot like last year's A&M game. And I think I think our coaches are going to play fairly close to the vest early on until they have a feel for how they want to attack Miami, because we don't really know what they're going to look like on D. We're going to lean on our run game. I like Notre Dame. Give me Notre Dame 23. Give me Miami 16.
And just an FYI, we do get the scores because in a matter of a tie for the week, we go to the score. Whoever is closest would get the win for the week. Just FYI to the viewer. Viewer discretion there. Dylan, what do you got?
First of all, I'm surprised that we didn't tell both sides of the story by bringing in our resident Miami reporter Avery Trailer. Shocker, she did not see an appearance on the show with her expertise with the U. That being said, I didn't get to it earlier, and I want to get to it now because before he becomes a legend at Notre Dame, I'm going to get out there, get the cart in front of the horse, before he has a breakout game and everyone starts to hop on the train. Malachi Fields is going to be one of the best wide receivers we've had in a very long time. I think he is going to put up some stupid numbers this year. We have a quarterback that throws in the ball. This is his breakout game, and you're going to see him featured, and he's going to be a top pick in the draft next year because the kid is off the charts. Ready for him to make an impact. He's going to do it right here in week 1. Give me the Irish. You mentioned 2 Sundays the last couple times we've played in the past decade or so, both overtime games. I think this is no different. OT 26-20. Irish beat the U.
Interesting. Oh, that was on sync, fellas.
We all did it.
That was really good.
Is it today this or is it this? I think it's this.
They're going to kick a lot of these.
Yeah.
It's more like this.
Love it. Love it. The hate.
Overtime, huh?
Yeah.
JR 23-16, Dylan 26-20. I didn't mark down OT. I mean, what, you want extra points for OT?
Yes, I would like 3 more points added to the total of the week.
We'll see what Logan has to offer. I'll send
that score would seemingly indicate we walk them off.
Yeah.
That's correct.
It's a field goal that we walk it in.
I mean, that's sort of testicles out on the desk kind of ending. I like that, DK.
We win with a bush push.
Oh.
Wow.
Jeremiah Love in the end zone.
Man, I should have done Ball State and Purdue as the prison inmate. I was just looking at that. Sorry. Listen, Miami, it's going to be a challenge. That place is going to be rocking. I mean, rocking. They're going to blow the roof, the non-existent roof off of that place. They're having orange out. It's fitting. Catholics versus convicts, and they're going to be dressed in orange like Philberger and the convicts. I'm back and forth. I think if we win, we kick their ass. If we lose, it's going to be close and tight. I am going to go Notre Dame 31-7. I think we blow the brakes off of them. I think our defense is on Beck's ass all night long. I would not be surprised if we roll in this game. I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, a lot of people are going to say you're biased, you're an idiot, so-and-so. On paper, we have a lot of advantages on our defensive side of the ball. On offense, our quarterback is a question mark, but other than that, I like us in every other category. I think we struggle a little bit early with that atmosphere, but I think we put them away in the second half. 31-7, Irish roll.
I like that.
Yeah. Get your bye week, and then head into what I think is the toughest game of the season, in my opinion. I'm worried about Miami, yes, but I think Texas A&M is also the best team and the best game on our schedule. With that being said, folks, it is here. The best season is here. We got MLB wrapping up here. We got playoff pushes. We got the Cubbies choking away a lead there. We got the Cardinals. We got
At least we had one
battle. We got the Cardinals and the Reds in a playoff battle. We got NFL starting up in a couple of weeks. The Clowns have Shador time, Joe Flacco time, Flacco fever, baby. And then the Jaguars doing whatever the Jaguars are doing. Bears are projected to go 17-0 according to all these Bear fans. They're freaking out over preseason wins. Listen, it's the best time of year. Hockey starts in a couple months.
Yes.
It doesn't get any better than this. I'm literally watching the last fishing tournament of the season as well on the Bassmaster Elite. So,
wow.
Enjoy your last few days without football because it's here and we're going in full swing. We'll catch you next Monday for the recap.